What's up, everybody? It's Clint from the Diehard MMA podcast. This show was filmed exclusively for odds.com. Make sure you click the link below, check it out. Make sure you drop a like, and good luck on all your action. Next up, we've got Nassourdine Imavov taking on Phil Hawes, and this is one that I am really excited to talk about, Johnny. I can't wait. I hope you've got some lean one way or the other here, because I'm pretty stoked on this one. Imavov, love what this guy brings to the table. Very light on his feet, manages range well. We have seen him panic wrestle a couple of times, but he's got that strong wrestling in his back pocket that it's not necessarily the negative that it could be. He likes to get his opponents up against the cage, bully them up there, really good use of underhooks. He's got good elbows in the clinch, and he's got these nasty front chokes that you just don't see coming. When you get in those scrambling situations, pardon me, he dives on those things quick, and they are dangerous. He's got a 75-inch reach, so he will have a 2-inch reach disadvantage here against Phil Hawes. And Hawes, this is your classic power fighter. I mean, dude is physically strong. He's athletic, explosive, hits really hard, and he's got these chopping leg kicks. I do like those. But one thing that concerns me is he's so reliant on the finish. This is a kid that I've actually actively been looking for an opportunity to bet against because he's got some gas tank issues with all that heavy muscle and power. I feel like he's flashy. I feel like he's got the style that's going to catch a lot of eyes. And once again, he's set here in the favorite role about minus 160. He opened up about minus 185. The underdog Imavov plus 140 at this point. And I think this is another dog or pass spot. I think Imavov might be the guy to be able to weather that early storm of Hawes, grind him up against the fence, use those underhooks, press him against the cage, get the blood pumping in those big arms, wear them out, and then basically take this guy into deep waters and drown him. I'm very interested in the dog here. What do you think?
I agree 110%. He's on the strong leans. I have Imavov at plus 140, and looking at that, I just think Hawes is going to attract some money. I will not be surprised to see Megatron get some love at the betting window, and this line may go up. That's the only reason I haven't gotten involved, because it opened as high as minus 175 at the first book that tried to create a market. Now, you've seen some limit bets come in on the underdog, and I agree with you. First, I love that he's so much younger. I mean, once a fighter crosses that 30, 31, 32 age, again, I know a lot of times we hear that reaching their athletic peak, the data just doesn't support that. I mean, there's certain years that most of the wins come, and there's a lot of misconceptions out there. And personally, I just follow the data. Like, for me, that's what it all comes down to. I try not to really even trust my own eyes. That's why I laugh all the time. And please, I'm not knocking no one. I hope no one's that insecure. Seriously. But like, I hear all the time in MMA world, like, I went back and looked at the tape. I looked at the tape. Watched the tape. Like, please stop putting that out there. Like, what do you mean you looked at the tape? And what did you uncover looking at the tape that now makes you want to bet? Like, what in the betting market did you watch and see in that fight? And like, does it even make any sense? Like, just think about it. I bet other sports. Yesterday, I told you, we took 15 NFL positions between first half, second half, sides, and totals. Okay, I had a great day, 11-4. Not to brag, but great day. Now, that's not the reason I said that. The reason I said that is because I made 15 bets. Now, okay, maybe if some were on the same game, but I had to at least touched on 10 games, right? So that's 10 games, 2 teams per game. That's 20. What am I going to do? Go back and watch each of the last 3 games for each of the 10, 20 teams? How am I ever going to place a bet? How am I ever going to find time to find value? It just doesn't make sense. And every night there's college basketball. There's 300 plus college basketball teams. I have to follow the data. What am I going to bet a college basketball game? Before I bet it, I'm going to go watch the team's last 5 college basketball games that take 3 hours. I'm going to actually take 15 hours to watch Team A, then take 15 hours to watch Team B. The game will be over by the time I go up to try to place a bet. The result will be in. I don't even have time to
You got to be an MMA specialist to have the time to go and watch.
I won't even be able to do my homework. So that's what I'm saying. So I live in the real world, man. I live in the world where I wake up every morning, I have to lay 11 to win 10. It's been a difficult thing, and it hasn't been all that long that I've actually been winning, and I lost for a long time. And I know people are going through what I went through, and if I could help them avoid a lot of the mistakes I made and make their journey a little bit easier and quicker, I'm all for it, dude. That's why I say this stuff. It's not to knock anyone or make myself sound smart. I'm not educated or some intelligent guy. I just know sports betting because that's all I've done my entire life. Yeah. It's more a product of environment of where I was raised than anything else. And blackjack, I worked with an advantage group. Those are two things I know very well. And again, like I said, I've seen the other side of it. And so much with now gambling Twitter out there, I just see the nonsense all day. And it's like, just stop. We already know. I said it on one of the UFC shows. The courts have already established eyewitness testimony is the least reliable. Don't trust your eye. Just trust the data. Follow the data. The data will lead you to the right, at least in markets. We're betting markets here, guys. The fighters, and this isn't disrespect towards the fighters. I love all of them. They're so great. They're great guys too. But that becomes irrelevant. The name should be irrelevant. The name should be irrelevant. Just like the teams, the jerseys. Like, I'm not betting names. I'm not betting teams. I'm not betting fighters. I'm betting numbers, bro. That's all I'm betting. It's a market to me. I don't bet fighters. I bet numbers. And I think getting back to Imavov at plus 140 or better, oh, he's live, dude. This 24-year-old kid is live with Hawes. I don't think Hawes is going to be able to do what at least he's shown against opponents who hadn't had a UFC win yet. You know, he looked good there, but I don't think it's going to be an easy night. I'll take the plus 140 or pass.
I like it. And I love hearing that we're on the same side in agreement on that one, because that's one that, like I said, that's really the first one that jumped out to me. And then I got to shout out my boy Rockstar Z one more time. He's hanging out with us here in the chat tonight. He sacked up here, and he's taken a sprinkle on Imavov by knockout as well.
Oh, man.
And I don't hate it, man, getting a big plus juicy number. Phil Hawes only has 2 losses on his record, and both those are by finish. When this guy gets tired, he goes off a cliff. He is not the same person, and I can absolutely see him looking for the door. I
like that. He just nailed it's favored to go to not go to distance at close to minus 200, so the market agrees with the gentleman that said that. At least 2 out of 3 times the market thinks this will not go to distance. The total rounds 1.5. I like the Imavov finish. I like it.
Not a bad spot. I may be joining him on there. One of my quote unquote New Year's resolutions for 2021 is bet less props. I bet way too many props, but I might break that. Don't make it harder than it needs to be.
Don't make it harder than it needs. It's hard enough to pick the winner, let alone how they're going to win. When we know when randomness sticks its head out so many times. I will say that over and over like a broken record. Randomness will affect your outcome more times than not. Over a big sample size, not so much. In the short term, all the time, man. So, you know.
Well, it's so funny because it's like, betting football. I love to sprinkle the money line. When you're betting on a 7.5 underdog, you sprinkle that juicy money line. There's no such thing in MMA. You're just picking win or lose. So then when you get into the round props, the knockout, the submission, like the luck and the randomness involved is so wild. It's not the same thing as just, hey, on the final drive, do they fall into the end zone or not? Like that's all it comes down to in the other sports. It's a little trickier in MMA. It's and that's what I learned this last year. I played way too many props. And I'm going to try and tone it down a little bit for this year. But I don't mind a little sprinkle on Imavov inside the distance here, I think.